Hello, everybody, and welcome Anna, who's already here. I'll say hi to you in a minute, Anna. I just want to introduce the class first of all. So my name's Teacher Amy, and today's Verbling class is a speaking class. We do have a blog post to sort of help us along with some ideas about our topic today, but we will be spending most of the class chatting. So it's a great way to practice your English spoken skills. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then hopefully it will be interesting and informative for you as well. Our topic is friends worth fighting for. So we're going to talk about all kinds of aspects about our friends today. What kind of attributes or characteristics do you think makes a really good friend? Are you a good friend, or do you think there are some areas in which your friend ability could improve? Just bring your ideas along today. Perhaps you have an amazing friend who you want to tell us about, who's done something really spectacular for you. So just come along in if you have booked a slot in this class. I believe we're actually full. So if you do want to join us, you're very welcome to watch along, and you can make comments in the chat box if you'd like to. While we're waiting for all of those students who have booked a slot to arrive, I just want to let you know that there are a couple of things that might help you with your experience here on Verbling if you have just joined us, or perhaps if you've been here for ages and you've just kind of forgotten. Check out the Verbling teacher pages of any of the teachers who you've attended classes of, or that you just like or want to find out more about. I've pasted that into the Verbling chat box and the Google chat. And if you're a Facebook person, then do like us on Facebook. I'm posting my Facebook page there for you if you'd like to visit me on Facebook and write a comment or a message. Then it's a good place to see resources or just some fun stuff that's difficult to communicate, you know, within a class or a tutoring session kind of atmosphere. So those are two pages that might help you out. With that said, I just want to remind you this is a speaking class of advanced level, and today we're going to be talking about friends worth fighting for. So let's have a look who we've got to say hello to. First of all, Anna, because you were here so on time and promptly. How are you today?
I'm fine, teacher. Thank you for asking.
Great. And how's... I'm well, thank you, Anna. It's Friday for me, so I can't fail but to be in a good mood. Even though I work on Saturdays, which is kind of strange because it's not actually the last day of my week, I just still love Fridays for some reason. They have a great feeling about them.
I guess all of you, teacher.
Pardon?
We are all the same. Everyone
loves Friday.
Friday. Yes.
All right, you understand. So how's your week gone so far, Anna? Has it been a good week?
Actually, no. No. I had some things that made me a bit angry, and then I went to the gym and I put a bunch of dumbbells in a bar to get rid of my bad mood and also to show off. I don't know what I was thinking. And then I lifted a huge weight, you know. No one lifts that amount of weight in this kind of exercise. And then I hurt my back, and now I am taking some day off and take some killer pains, painkillers.
Killer pains. I like your version better.
Okay.
Oh, Anna, that sounds terrible. I'm so sorry. That's an awful week by the sounds of things. Maybe you have to...
It was my fault. I cannot blame anyone. You know, I wanted to show off, to show everyone that I was strong, and then, you know, I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, you know what? Nobody's perfect, and I'm sure we've all done silly things like that before. I'm sorry that that happened to you this week. Hopefully next week will be a better week, and I hope your back gets better. She's gone to take some more killer pains.
No, I'm here, teacher. Yes, I just thought it was time to
Time to say hi to the other
shut up.
students. Well, it is
Yes,
actually, but I didn't want you to feel neglected, Anna, after such a terrible week.
thank you.
All right, welcome to the class. Maybe we can cheer you up talking about our friends who are worth fighting for today. All right, let's say hello to the next student. So we've got Jer, or maybe I'm saying that completely wrong.
Hello.
Hello.
It is right. You can call me
Woohoo!
Jer.
Jer, okay. Hello, Jer. Where are you from?
I am from Brazil. I live in the south.
All right, in a big city that I would recognize or somewhere else?
No, it is a small city here in Brazil in the south. It is called Balneário Camboriú. It is a beach city.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a little bit famous in Brazil because the beach is beautiful, and we usually received many tourists from Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, South America countries.
Wow, awesome. And is your picture that you've got for your profile, is that a picture of your beach or is that somewhere else?
Yes, it is from this beach. We have, in fact, 3 or 4 beaches in the same city, but it is one of our beaches.
Wow,
It is called in Portuguese Laranjeiras Beach.
beach. All right, wonderful. Gosh, it looks beautiful. You can see that there seems to be like some beautiful green, I don't know, trees or forest or something really close to the beach.
Yes, there are some. It is not forest, but there are many trees, and yes.
Wow, now that's on my list of holiday destinations automatically, Jer.
Yes, sure.
So it's lovely to meet you and welcome to the class. Our topic today, guys, is friends worth fighting for. So just have a little think about that topic as we're chatting, and see if you can come up with some examples. You don't necessarily need to tell us all about one of your friends, but if you do have an amazing friend, we'd love to hear about them. If not, we're going to be talking mostly about the characteristics of friends. What makes a good friend, in your opinion? So welcome to Jer, welcome to Anna. Who else do we have here? Julian, hello.
Hi, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Very good, very good. I'm here.
Good.
And
You haven't had a bad week this week like Anna.
No, I have a good week.
Excellent. Well,
Was
that's
a good
good to hear.
week. Yeah.
Yeah?
Because I am on travel for my job. I am
Yep.
in a workshop. It's very funny for me here in a city near of my village, but it's great. Yes.
Awesome. It's very fun for you. Fun for you,
Yeah,
Julian.
fun.
Funny
Yes.
is like when it makes
Yes,
you laugh,
I
right?
enjoy it very much.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's awesome news. Julian, do you have a best friend?
Yes, I have 3.
You have 3 best friends.
Yes. All of them as my was I knew them was I was child.
Yep.
One of them is study with me in the college and in the school, and
Yep.
the other live in my neighborhood. The other 2.
Okay. Awesome. And how often do you see these people? Do you see them like every single day or once a week or not very often?
Now among really a monthly maybe because I live far away from them because she lives here in Bogota. I live in a village 50 kilometers south of Bogota, and but really is in the last years I meet with them about weekly in a week on 1 day of the week in the
Okay.
Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that still sounds as if it's regular contact, which is really good, even though you live, not so close to each other.
Yes, this is the important in the relationship with the friends.
Yep, absolutely true.
Maintain contact with them.
For sure, and not necessarily via Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Julian. Welcome to the class, and it's lovely to have you. Marianne, hello, and how are you today?
Hi, how are you, Amy?
I'm great, thank you. Is everything going well for you?
Well, I just got lots on it, but well, today I just came back of a meeting club, so I learned something that I thought it is very useful to me to measure my progress. It's like if it has to be, it is up to me. So I learned these sentences today to measure my progress. So I mean, I learned that everything is up to me, how I will progress in my English and speaking, but I really believe that I don't want, the only things is I don't want to be victimized by my speaking, so that's why I just wrote this sentence down and then put it in my monitor. So
it will remind you. What you need, Mariam, is a tattoo on your wrist.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I agree.
I'm waiting for the photo in that case.
Yes, and
right.
but even if I thinking about that, I will do something that kind of inspiration. So I just keep moving. I mean, in terms of the measuring the progress and then pushing myself.
Great, awesome. Well, that sounds like a very positive day. That's great news. Thank you for sharing it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome to the class. Who else do we have here? We have Mustafa. Welcome. Are you there, Mustafa?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yep, I can hear you now. I wasn't sure what you just said there. I sort of heard the sound was in and out. So how are you, Mustafa? Is everything going well?
Everything is going well. Thank you for asking, teacher.
Great. Well, in that case, tell us about your friends, Mustafa. Do you have a particular best friend?
Yeah, I have a particular specific friends. You know, like each one, I think each one like has like a specific like group of friends, like he comfortable uh, contact with them and some things like that. So I have like group of friends, not just one person.
All right, so you have a few friends who you can rely on and who are a big part of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, hopefully we can hear about these a little bit more later. So welcome to the class, and we're going to say also hello to Natalia.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Natalia, and your picture always cheers me up, no matter what. Not that I need to be cheered up particularly today, but it just is so pretty. It makes me smile.
So it makes me smile as well, because it's rainy today again, but I also look at it and I also feel better.
Great. Well, there you go. That's two of us. So, tell me about your friends, Natalia. Who are your best friends, or who is your best friend?
So I've got a few best friends. Well, maybe I would say I've got three friends whom I consider to be really good friends, and I have known them for a long time, for about maybe even 20 or something years, so, since my being a student, for example.
Yep.
And we still keep in touch with them.
Wow. And how far away do they live from you?
So actually, we live in the same city, but with some of them we work together. Somebody works somewhere else, but so we well, I mean that I meet some of them. I meet two of them well quite regularly, but another friend of mine is having two kids now. She's a full-time mom, and I don't see her very often, but still, so there is telephone, there is the internet, and I mean that I still feel that we are really very good friends.
Great to hear. Well, that's a good way of keeping in touch, and that they live in the same city is a good thing, not too far away. So that's great news. All right, well, welcome. Lovely to see you. And
Thank you.
Philip, hello.
Teacher.
Ah, hello. How are you?
I'm fine, teacher.
Excellent. How is your studying and everything going, Philip?
Yes, it's going smoothly.
It's going smoothly. Excellent news. That's great to hear. All right, in that case, we can go straight on to today's topic. Tell me about your best friends. Who are they?
I have a friend of mine, the best one. I met when I was transferred in a city in my home country. So he had a problem with at my job site. So he come and complained to me. I helped him to fix the problem. Then we became very good friends.
Wonderful. So that was just because you helped him fix a problem?
No, I helped him to fix the problem. Then you
became friends after that?
Yes, after that.
It sounds like you're a friend worth fighting for in that case, Philip.
You are right.
And where does your friend live now? Does he live near you?
He's not with me now, but I keep it in touch.
Yeah.
We keep in touch, yes.
Yeah. Awesome. How do you keep in touch?
We write each other, we have emails, we phone each other. We share many things on social media. Okay.
Great. Well, that's good. That sounds like an example of technology working to support a friendship in a great way, because sometimes, you know, Facebook gets a bit of a bad name, people talking about your Facebook friends not really being your friends. But that's kind of a different topic from today. So that's awesome, Philip. Thank you for telling us that. Welcome to the class. And last but not least is Raphael. Hello.
Hello, Amy.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. And you?
Well, I'm going to ask you one of our questions, Raphael. What is the best thing a friend has ever done for you?
So something I'd like to say, it's when I broke my leg, and a friend of mine, he had to. I wasn't able to walk, and a friend of mine was he understand that I wasn't able to walk, and he called for an ambulance to take me to the hospital. Besides, he also offered me crutches to walk by then. So it was a significant for me, because I realized that he cared about me when I most needed.
Yeah.
So it was something I would never forget for him.
Awesome. That's such a nice story. And actually, the reason I asked you that is because we're about to read just a few more of those type of stories about ways in which friends have helped us or different people. And I think definitely those are almost like defining moments in your life when someone who's not related to you does something that really you feel touched by. And that's a great start. Thank you, Raphael, for sharing that. So in that, on that note, I'm going to share the link with you for today's article. And we're not going to read the entire thing from top to bottom, but we are just going to look at a few little points. And if I zoom in here, what we've got below is a list of what Mark and Angel think are 10 types of friends worth fighting for. And we are going to have a look at those points shortly. But I just want to read these little stories here. So, would anyone like to volunteer to read point number 1? Kayla.
May I?
Yes, Anna, off you go.
Okay. Kayla, my 12-year-old daughter, speaks fluent sign language because her best friend, Megan, who she grew up with from the time she was an infant, is deaf. Seeing their genuine friendship evolve and grow over the years truly warms my sorry, I'm hoarse. Truly warms my heart.
Great. Warms. Truly warms, Anna.
Truly warms
yeah,
my
that's
heart.
better. Great, thank you. Does anyone have any questions or about the vocab? Does everyone understand that little story? Great. We'll talk about these in a second. We're just going to read them first. All right, who would like to read bullet point number 2? My younger brother, Greg.
I can do that.
Thank you.
My younger brother Greg spent most of his free time at school hanging out with the football team. He's actually been working out with the team and everything. Greg has a mild case of autism. About a year ago, my mom was ready to pull him out of school and have him homeschooled due to excessive bullying from peers. One of the popular football players who had stood up for him in the past heard about this, explained the situation to his teammates and friends, and stood by his side till the bullying stopped. Now, a year later, he's just one of the guys.
Great, thank you, Mariam. This word here is pronounced autism. Autism.
Autism.
Yeah. Autism. Does anyone have any questions?
Teacher, what's autism?
I wondered if someone was going to ask that. Does anybody know what autism is?
Yes, may I explain?
Yes, please.
It's a condition, a medical condition. A person who has autism is not able to share emotions and to develop bonds with other people. They have a particular way to see the world, and there are levels of autism. One of them is known as Asperger syndrome, and those people are very intelligent, very smart. They have wonderful abilities with numbers and in deciphering codes and so on, but they don't show emotions. They don't see other people like people. They see like objects, and things that are related to autism, the causes no one knows. No one knows. But if they discover this disease early on, some people who have autism and in a lower level can have almost a normal life. I saw a documentary once.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting illness, and there have been lots of documentaries and also films about people with this issue. Thank you, Anna. That was very well described. So any other questions? No? All right, in that case, the last bullet point. Would anyone like to read this one?
Tonight?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay. Yesterday, my sister and I were a pretty bad car accident. Luckily, both of us were wearing outside belts and didn't have a major injuries. My sister is and always has been Mr. Popular. She knows everyone. I'm the complete outside, an introverted who hangs out with the same two girls all the time. My sister immediately posted a comment on Facebook and Instagram about our accident, and while all her friends were commenting, my two friends showed up independently at the scene of the accident before the ambulance arrived.
Thank you. Excellent reading. Just 2 words I want to go over. So this one here is opposite. Opposite.
Opposite.
Yep. And the last one, this one here is seen.
Seen? Okay.
Yes. Just the same as,
Seen.
oh, I've seen a good film recently. Same pronunciation, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, any questions about that point? No?
What does show up independently mean? I don't understand this.
All right, good question. Does anyone want to explain what her two friends showed up independently?
Come along. I think it means show up means come along. Independently means separately. They just came to the scene and then, but independently, not together.
Okay, yes, that's a good point, Marianne. This is a little bit ambiguous, but I think because of the context, independently definitely can mean on your own, as in not with somebody else. But in this case, I believe that independently is referring to the fact that her friends did not come because of Facebook, but they came just because they had found out about the accident and they were independent of all of the commenting and stuff that was happening on Facebook. That's what I think it means in this particular circumstance. Although it is a little bit ambiguous, but because she says my two friends showed up, yeah, it could be either way. So it could be that they showed up independent of everything else that was going on or independent of each other. Either way, I think the point of the story is still quite clear. Any other questions? No? All right, so these are 3 stories, almost like what Raphael was mentioning, of ways in which friends have turned out to be really awesome. Would anyone else like to share a story about a friend who's done something awesome for them before we move on to the next section? No? All right, not for the moment. If you think of a story that you would like to share, we'll come back to it later. Let me know. What I would like to do is to think of these stories as kind of inspiration and also think about your friends and why are they your friends? What particular traits or characteristics do you love about them? What makes them a really, really awesome friend? So we're just going to have a bit of a brainstorm. I'll leave the stories up here so you can have a look at them. So, Raphael, in your story, you mentioned that your friend helped you out when you were in need. Could you put your finger on a particular characteristic that you think made your friend so great in that situation?
I don't know, compassion, because he had seen me in a situation, in a bad situation, in a bad mood. I was laying on the ground, on the asphalt, because I broke my leg and I was in pain and was hurting too much.
Yep.
So yes, maybe was compassionate. He was helpful. It's a kind of how can I say? How can I define him? He's a it has he show his friendship to everyone, so his ability to be a friend. So that's it.
All right, compassion. I think that's an excellent choice. And you could have picked any number of characteristics, I think, from that, because I think that kind of incident shows a lot of different sort of traits, really. But compassion is an awesome one. I think that's certainly something that I consider to be very valuable in a friendship because it's not always present. I definitely experience friends, especially when you're at school, who aren't particularly compassionate, but maybe you're friends with them for other reasons. So thanks for starting us off, Raphael. We've got one there. Would anyone like to comment on that one or make another suggestion as to another attribute that's important to you in a friend?
Well, I think the Raphael friends, in my opinion, I don't know, but my impression is like he was like genuine, and genuine,
Yeah.
and more kind of reliable.
Yep. Okay.
And I think the other trait or character of the friend could be like supportive, forgiveness, or loves you for you as a you are.
Okay. Absolutely.
Trustworthy, for example. And well, some say royal, some say respect. Honestly, I don't know what's the difference between who is the respectful or who is a royal, but I think both of them are synonym of a friend. A real friend should have both of them.
Okay, interesting, Marianne, what you've just said, actually. You've listed quite a few different characteristics. But I like what you just said at the end, loyalty and respect. In my mind, these are actually quite different. I think, you know, you can be loyal, but I suppose, yes, it may be difficult to be loyal without being respectful. Would anyone else like to comment on those two? Loyalty, respect?
Well, respect is they consider and you know, accept you as a you are, whoever you are, in terms of the behavior. But royal means whenever you call, in my opinion, I don't know, it's the same thing. I mean, they are very close, but is look, royal is when you give a call to a friend and then they show up. So means they are royal. Whenever you need them, they are, you know, at your service.
Yep, sure, absolutely. So let me put those two down.
And again, this means respect, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but true. I think I know what you're saying, that they come hand in hand, those two, although they're not quite the same thing. Awesome, thank you. Let's see what yeah, what do you think about a good friend? What kind of qualities would a great friend have for you?
For me, a great friend is someone that listens to me when I need to talk, when I need to, when I am in needs. For instance, someone that can support, help me, give me a good pieces of advices, and someone that I can rely. I know that independent the problem that I have, he will be there to talk to me, to listen to me, to help me, and to understand my behavior, respect me as a friend, as a professional, as a colleague, for instance. There are many attributes that are important in a friend. But I think the most important, in my opinion, is respect.
Okay.
Attribute respect.
Why would you say that's the most important? Can you give me a reason for that, Jer?
Yes, because if you respect someone, you understand their behavior, you understand their feelings, you understand that maybe they are not passing through a good day, a good week, and respect. Yes, I think is very important, but yes, it is a little bit difficult to explain about that.
Absolutely.
Yes, respect you the way that you really are, you know.
Okay, yeah. So so that you don't have to try and change yourself or hide parts of yourself to be with that person.
Yes, and someone that is not expecting a lot always from you, because when you expected a lot from people, you get disappointed because they usually don't behave or they don't do things that we are expecting. And when you have a friend and you don't expect a lot, maybe you can keep this friendship for a long time. And yes, because if you don't expect and if you have a friend, you know that in the end the friend will help you or will be beside you when you need.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jer. Great insights. If you have, I suppose, if you don't expect it, then you're pleasantly surprised. Like, I'm sure that Raphael didn't expect his friend to do all of those things for him when he broke his leg, but because he did, it was almost like a special treasure, something that he'll remember forever. Okay, let's change the question. I just want to talk about the balance of friendship a little bit. Do you think that it's important that you provide for your friends exactly the same as what they provide for you? Or do you think that friendship is a combination of different traits that work well together? Can you think of any friends who are good for particularly one type of situation, but who you wouldn't ask about certain other things, for example? So let's see what Natalia has to say.
Yeah, so actually, I think that when we speak about friends, we sometimes mean different types of communication, different types of relationships. So I read somewhere that there are the so-called light friends. So the friends you can just have fun together. So friends with whom you can just relax. So go to the movie, go to the party, and all these things. But suddenly now, when I speak about my best friends, I mean so really deep relationships. But suddenly, these deep relationships may start everywhere. So first you meet somebody at a party, for example, then somewhere else, and so on, and then your relationships develop. But still, I suppose that everyone has not a big circle of really close, intimate friends, and a lot of other friends whom we also call friends, but nevertheless they are another type of friends, acquaintances, or something of this kind.
Yeah,
and
interesting.
Yeah, and so I know that they say that, well, psychologists say, for example, that there shouldn't be friendship at work, that at work you are co-workers, you are colleagues, but there shouldn't be such really deep personal relationships. But I don't know if it is true, because my experience tells me the opposite, because so my best friend is my colleague, and yeah, so it's specific. I mean that sometimes it may be difficult. I mean that sometimes it's difficult when you mix your work, your duties, and your personal relationships. But nevertheless, well, so we have been in such condition for more than 15 years.
And it seems to be working well for you, Natalia.
Sorry?
It's working okay for you, despite what the psychologists say.
Yeah. So, well, actually, I feel that, well, at work, well, there is a person who supports me, who trusts me, and, well, I also trust that person, and it's a very good feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, very interesting. That makes me think of another question. I like the way that you brought that up. Is it possible to have a really, really good friend at work? Where have your best friends come from? If you think about where you met them, in what kind of situation? Was it at school when you were really young? Was it at university when you were going through that big change period? Maybe you didn't go to university. Maybe it was at your first job. Maybe it was through your family. Where did you meet your best friends? And why do you think they became your best friends as opposed to someone else? Did you have some kind of a shared experience that was very impactful? Let's see, Mustafa, what do you have to say?
Well, teacher, about talking about friends, like, each period of life maybe has it is like own specific friends.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I think, in my opinion, I think like we are as a people, like we are tend to have a friend who they are like has a common things with us, like they are share some common thing, so we are tend to have them as a friends. So I see like there are like specific friends to each period. I forgot the last part of your question, teacher. Can you repeat?
That's okay. It was a long
Yeah.
question. It was mostly me meandering, actually. Well, I was just saying, why do you think that they became your best friends? If you think about your really, really top friends, where did you meet them? And do you think that the circumstances were part of the reason why they became your best friends, or was it just their personality?
Mm. Okay, so the experience, like it is the only judge about maybe it's one of the important like point to judge on your friend. Maybe we have faced like some experience in our life before, experience in our life before, and from that experience maybe it dawned on you who's your best friend, who is the true friend for you, and who's not. So the experience and the life will reveal who's your best friend
Mm.
and why what's and each one like I think each one has its own like specific or characteristic uh, he select his friend depend on it. I see like he it depend like I what kind of friend I want to have like depends on me. I think like flexible and open-minded friend is most important.
All right. I really love that point that you just made, Mustafa, that your life experience will actually reveal to you who your best friends are, maybe because of an instance like what Raphael mentioned. Something that they do or something that happens shows you how much you mean to them. Um, this can also go the other way round. So I'm just thinking about situations. Have you ever been in a situation where you had a friend, but maybe you didn't think that you were that great friends? You just kind of thought, oh, yeah, I get along with them. Maybe we're acquaintances. And then something happens. This happened to one of my friends the other day. That's why I thought of it. For example, they invite you to a really, really special event, and when you get there, you're one of the only people there. It's not like a big party. It's just like a couple of really close friends, and you're one of them. Has this ever happened to you where you've been surprised by how valued you are by somebody, and you weren't aware of that? Nobody?
I don't know, but my impression is like um, when the values kind of two ways. I mean, if
Yep.
somebody valued on that particular party, it means that you valued him or her beforehand.
Yep.
So he knew you quite, you know, quite well. So that's why he valued you as. I mean, that kind of evaluating each other or
Mhm.
kind of considering judging each other and
Yep.
kind of giving value to each other is two ways. Somebody value you, so in return the person value him or her, but the
Mhm.
point is, in my point of view, I think as you ask about when is the I mean the best time that we typically meet our friend is a
Mhm.
childhood friend, because on that particular period of life experience everybody is innocence. I mean, there is no reason to become a friend for job, for solving a problem, or the more innocence relationship revealed during the childhood friendship. So I think they are a more permanent friends. although it's possible to turn around, I mean, some people change over a time, and then the best friendship in childhood is never mean they continue to be friends when they turn to be adult. But I mean, the best time for finding a friend, I mean, the true friendship usually happen. I think everybody is like that in during their childhood, or a primary school, because this is an innocent friendship rather than the being a friend for the purpose.
Yeah, I see your point, Marianne. Really, really interesting. And I agree with you that, no one's looking to make a friend for a particular purpose at that point. I'm just interested now, because of that, I'm just going to do a class little poll. A poll. So, who here is still close friends, or reasonably close friends, with somebody who they first met when they were a child? Maybe not at school, but somebody they met at a child when they were a child, maybe your next door neighbor or your parents were friends or whatever. Let's just see if we'll answer this and see how many people we get. So Anna.
Yes, I have some friends from my childhood.
Okay. All right. So that's one.
No. I have 4 friends that I've met when I was a child.
Yep.
But well, they don't live close to me, but we keep in touch through Facebook and Skype. And I went on a trip with one of them.
Wow.
And yes, it was awesome to me. It was awesome meeting my friends again, and we've been trying to meet everyone from my school to set up a meeting to see one another. A reunion, yes, and it's going to be fun, because everyone is very different now.
Yeah.
But everyone is going to be there, but and it's not everyone that I consider my friends,
Yes.
Just 4.
Okay. So 4 is still quite significant. Well done for that, Anna. Let's ask Jer. Jer, are you still friends with anyone from when you were a child?
Yes, I have a friend, just one friend, when I was child, and another 3 friends from my high school. But today I have four friends before I was 20, and 2 friends after my 20s.
All right, so they still make up a significant percentage of your daily friendships, right? Friends from when you were younger.
Yes, sure. But after we became adults, we change our some friends, because we have different career. We are in different places, so we have different dreams and goals for our life, and people different came to our lives as well, and we interact, and after sometimes we realize that we are a little bit close. But my best friend was that I met when I was 8 years old.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so far so good, Marianne. Your point is working out. Let's ask Philip. Philip, do you have any friends from when you were a child that you are still close to?
Yes, I had. I had, but as I went to school and they didn't go far, we separated. I was going to town to school.
Yes. Okay.
They didn't go far to school, so they just stay in our native town.
Yep.
So I had another one that was that I considered than them. Yes.
So you built some more friendships, but you're still in touch with the first friends that
Well,
you made?
yes, only when I go to my native town, and
Okay.
it's not often.
Okay, all right. So sometimes you would say.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think that would probably be true for me too, Philip, because you know, I've moved around a lot. Maybe that does make a difference. Raphael, how about you?
No, I haven't. I don't have. I lost contact with all of them. Some of them moved to another city, and some of them, unfortunately, have passed away. And others that have took different routes in their lives. They started their families. They have another their own lives right now, and we don't have enough. We don't have contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I
So
don't have.
no, that sounds to me as if moving around was probably the key factor in that. And I'm guessing because Brazil's such a big country, maybe even they moved overseas, then that makes quite a big difference. That's certainly true for me too, Raphael, because I moved a lot. And once you leave the same country, I think it's much more difficult to stay in touch. And also, you change a lot when you move, I think, and perhaps that also makes a difference.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if Natalia is still in touch with anyone from childhood.
So unfortunately, I have also lost my contacts with my friends from childhood. I mean, sometimes I get some news from them, not from them directly, but from mom, for example, who lives in the place where I spent my childhood. So I know what happens to them, to the majority of them, but I meet them now just only by chance when I come to visit my mom, for example. So only this way.
Okay, so that's probably similar to maybe Philip because he only meets them when he goes to his hometown, so that makes sense. What about you,
Yeah.
Mustafa?
About me, teacher, like the place where or the environment and the place as well, where I brought up is different from where I am right now. So we kind of separated. I have just one, and I still contact with him from time to time, but not like usual.
Okay. All right. So it seems like if you move, this seems to be like one of the defining factors for whether you're able to stay in touch or not. I think, Mariam, I like your question that you've shared there in the chat box, and I want to just change this just for the last part of the last few minutes. What do you think you are like as a friend? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Are you good at some things? Like, are you really, really good at keeping in touch with people who are far away, or are you really, really bad at it? Are you reliable? Are you a practical friend? Like, do you help out in a practical sense? If something happens in your friend's
Yes.
life? Are you an emotional support? What kind of a friend are you?
Well, uh, I consider myself more reliable because I try to help everybody who, you know, who I get in touch. I've been get in touch over the years, and I just try even by sending a, just hi, how are you? Just have it getting news from them, and then whoever turned to me, as far as I remember, and as far as I could support them, I never say no to them. So, but I think I don't know, not everybody appreciate that, the level of being reliable, or somebody or maybe some of them really use me for their own purpose. So but by the way, honestly, I'm a little bit confused between these two trait of, I mean, the meaning of the being a reliable and being a dependable.
Okay. Well, they're very, very similar actually. And you could almost use them interchangeably, really, Mariam. I would say that being reliable has a slightly more broad meaning, and that it can mean being dependable, as in somebody can depend on you or know that you're going to be there for them, but it can also mean that you don't cancel things, that you don't pull out of things, that they can rely on you to definitely do what you say you're going to do. Whereas dependable is more of that sort of general broad, are you there for them when they're sad sort of meaning. So they're very closely related, yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Mustafa, what kind of a friend do you think you are, really?
I cannot judge myself. People can judge me, teacher. To be honest with you, each one like I can say like I am kindness. I can like say a lot of things, but I think since I care about other people. I try always to help them, support them, something like that.
All right, that's great. I know it's difficult to do this sometimes, to actually think about yourself. What do you think that your friends value you most for, Mustafa? If I were to interview your friends and say, why is Mustafa a good friend? What do you think they would say? Do you think they would say, well, you know, he would do my shopping for me if I was sick? Or do you think they'd say he's always someone I can phone when I'm in a panic? Or can you imagine what they might say?
Supportive.
Supportive. Great. That's an awesome one. I think that's one that we had right at the beginning in our brainstorm. So well done, Mustafa. Awesome. Jer, what would you say about yourself?
I think they would say I am a very reliable friend, a friend that usually listen, a good listener.
Yeah.
And yes, and someone that gives support and can realize when they are in needs and try to help them and do my best for them. I always make sure that I do everything that is possible to help, to give a good piece of advice for my friends, and someone that interact and is in contact very frequently.
Oh, right. So you stay in touch. You're good at staying in touch.
Yes, I am a little bit organized, so I set each month, for instance, to call a friend or to send an email or yes, or contact by Facebook or yes, I make sure that I am always available. Yes.
That's really lovely, and actually that's something that I had never thought about before until recently, Joe, when I read this book called Getting Things Done, which was really awesome, by the way. I never even considered actually setting a reminder to get in touch with somebody, because I didn't really think, you know, oh, that's part of my to-do list. But I found it to be so helpful, and it makes me feel better, because I know that if I haven't been in touch with someone, I don't have that nagging, oh, I've got to ring, blah, blah, blah. I just put it on my calendar and know that when I get to that day, I'm going to do it. And it's really awesome. I totally highly recommend that technique.
Yes, it helps.
All right, so one more response. Would anyone else like to tell us what kind of a friend they are before we finish off?
Well, I don't know, but I feel like the best trait of the friend, my impression is like there shouldn't be any judgment, and forgiveness are the two main traits of the being a friend, because human being subject to the mistakes, so the friends should, you know, and nobody is complete really, we just kind of fulfill each other. So I think the you know, value of the forgiveness, and then not judging about you, so, and trustworthy. I mean, these are the main trait of the being a friend. So, and everybody, I think, would appreciate that.
All right, thank you, Mariam. A lovely comment to finish off the class with. Thanks all of you for sharing, because I know it's quite a personal topic, really, especially talking about yourself and your own personal anecdotes. If you have any more to say, go ahead and make a comment on Facebook, because I think it's a great topic, and you know, friendships are something that get us through our lives, and they're really, really important. So thank you, all of you. I hope you have a brilliant weekend, and I hope to also see you again next week. So take care, and see you later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.